How are you guys doing? Okay, guys, we're gonna do this tutorial. So this is where we concluded since the last tutorial. We were talking about the, oh god damn it, I'm gonna do this tutorial. So this is where we left off, and this is where we left off, and much for this stuff with pride. This is where we left off from the last tutorial. Okay, so we went over the different physics bodies. We went over the kinematic body, the static body, and the rigid body. I would like to bring it to your attention. I want to compare Godot 4.0 because I even considered not making this tutorial in 3.5 because Godot 4.0 is very different. So there was 3 physics bodies that we went over, but actually Godot 4.0 threw a curveball because if we try to look for the kinematic body, it is not in here. It has been replaced by a character body 2D. So just throwing that out there, if you're using Godot 4.0, the kinematic body is now a character body 2D. Wow, I'll show you why Godot 4.0 is awesome. But first, let's add our character. So let's add a kinematic body 2D. There's an error, it needs a collision. Let's add that collision. Wow, no distractions, awesome. Okay, cool, this is our little character. We'll also add a sprite. Cool, for now, let's just use the Godot icon. Bam! Sexy. So we're gonna use a capsule because they're just very pog. If you want to see the collision, you should bring it down because Godot, like, they draw this one first and then this one, so it goes on top. Cool. We want to glue them together, so we'll put this there. Right. Alrighty, so in the future we're going to be adding like a bunch of stuff to this character node. Let's just change the name of it now to character. So when that makes, like, for instance, we're going to be adding a bunch of stuff, and this is level 1. When we're adding like another level, like let's say we have level 2, if we want to have our main character there, we're going to have to like copy all of this stuff, create a new kinematic body to 2D, add it to the sprite, add a collision, and that is just very inefficient. Thank you, Donick. Yes, guys, the tutorial is streamed live on Twitch. So we got some, thank you, Donick. We got some nice people popping in. They want to be famous on YouTube. Let's just get on with it. So, as I was saying, it's very inefficient to copy everything over when we have different levels. So Godot thought about this. They know what to do when this happens. I'll introduce to y'all the scenes. So we're gonna make this character into a scene. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yo all. Let's save it as a scene. I like to create a folder for my scenes, and this is a character scene. So now this is now a character scene, and all of the tree stuff under it has disappeared because it went into its own scene here. Like our level 1 is a scene, so we can, here it's saved as Node 2D. We could change the name to level 1. So we had already used scenes, but yeah, this just makes it a lot more easier. Alrighty, so we're gonna want to make this dude move. So we're gonna have to get into some coding stuff. So there's different ways to add a script. You can right click, you can attach a script. You can even add it in here. I don't use this ever. I normally click this button right here. I create a new folder for my scripts. We like to be organized. Bam! Character script. Bam. Nice. So you can see here that we created the script on this kinematic body 2D. So it says here extends kinematic body 2D. If I were if I were to create the script on this sprite, weird. That was very weird. Let's save it here. Sprite Script. Yes. Oh, okay, that's better. So it extends from Sprite. So yeah, it's important. This extends things because it gives you access to a list of functions. If you want to see those functions, you can right click and open documentation. And yeah, these are different methods and properties that we get from extending from specific nodes. So this is for the kinematic body 2D node. We'll delete this script because we are not going to use it. That was just for testing. And we're going to write our first lines of code. Are you guys ready? Are you ready for the first lines of code? The first lines of code. Okay, that's good that you're ready. So we're so yeah, this ready. So this ready function, you might be like, what the heck is this? What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? I understand you. Yeah, I don't know. So this runs one time when the script, when this node loads into the scene, it'll run once. Let's prove it. So what we're gonna do, the way that Godot works, GD script works very similar to Python. So if I don't indent, like if I just write it here, it's gonna get pissed off at me. It's gonna be like, yeah, that's what Godot does when you don't indent. So you need to indent it. So yeah, we surround what we want to print in quotations so that it interprets it as text. So let's run it. Bam, it printed that out. Yeah. If the output is completely empty, I had this error happen to me before. You need to go to your editor settings and you need to go down to network and debug. Like look, and you need to change this remote host. This happened to me when I had the remote host here. Like, let me show you. See, it doesn't output anything. So if that ever happens to you, just change that. Let's go back it up. Cool. So if I were to put, if you print out hello world, you need to stop being basic. Yeah, so if I don't put quotations, it thinks that this is like a variable. So if I were to do this, then it would actually work because now we made this variable equal to this. Taking advantage of the fact that you are saying that the Godot language is similar to Python, I wanted to ask, how similar? Would it be worth studying Python from the outside to apply to Go? No, it's not worth it because you don't need like Python to be good. Like, study Python if you want to use Python. Study Godot if you want to use Godot. Obviously, if you know Python, it'll make your life like a bit, if you already knew Python, it would make the Godot programming a bit smoother, but you don't need to learn it before learning Godot because you're going to be learning Godot. Alrighty. I'm sure there's people in the audience right now that are like, I want type safety. Well, Godot has that too. We can tell it what type this is gonna be by doing that. So we're telling it it's a string. Strings are like text you want to print out. If I were telling it that it's an integer, then an error will occur because we're saying that it's gonna be a number and we're giving it a string. So type safety is so pog. Var num int equals 10. Yeah, the creator of Godot pronounced it Godot because he is Argentinian. So in Spanish, you like pronounce the letters. but the name is based off of the Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot, which is French, and they pronounce it Godot. So yeah, when we create a script in this kinematic body 2D, it's empty. But in Godot 4.0, this is pretty awesome. When we create a script in a character body 2D, it comes with movement code already baked inside of it. So that's pretty cool. But since it's not in here, we're gonna have to write it ourselves. But that is something that we'll do next time. This time we're just gonna, I want to show you one last thing and we'll conclude the tutorial for this stream. So we went over the ready function. I'm going to show you another function. It's called the physics process. And this is going to demonstrate the difference. We're going to print out LOL. So here we're printing hello world, and in the physics process we're printing LOL. Bam, look at all those LOLs. Look at all those LOLs. Oh my god, I think this tutorial is horrible because I didn't zoom into my editor. I hope the world was able to see that. Okay, so you could see that that's the game engine loop. And it printed it out many times. Let's just see how many times. We're gonna use this num. We're gonna make it start at 0. And each frame we're gonna do num plus 1. So yeah, that is a lot, very fast, very fast. I don't know, you could check the FPS. I forgot where you could check it at. Oh, 60 frames per second, but you can change it. In case you're wondering how fast. So yeah, this is where you're gonna put most of your game logic. So like, there's a separate input function, but like generally you could dump everything into the physics process. So like detecting input when you want to go to the left and the right. It's just these are the two main functions you're gonna be using inside most of your nodes. So yeah, that concludes today's episode of learning Godot on Twitch. I didn't know it was possible, but we did it. Congratulations. Give yourself a round of applause, LOL. That was stressful, guys. Oh my god.